Hey y'all, it's me again. I'm going to continue reading from my book from the 1900s. Reforming the government. Above all, progressives wanted honest and an active government that would put some controls on big business. At the local level, they were confronted by a massive challenge to reform urban political machines. The political machine was a well-organized group that controlled political parties' activities in a large area. The machine was dominated by one individual known as a political boss. Political bosses ran most city governments, and as a result, the cities themselves. The progressives contended that nothing would change unless they could break boss rule and destroy the political machines. Journalist Lincoln Steffens confirmed this and captured the attention of the entire nation with his The Shame of the Cities, which focused on corrupt practices in city government and the links between crooked politicians and big business. Political bosses manipulated the choice of mayor and the city council, and they made sure that the most important positions were held by their supporters who had no misgivings about doing favors for businesses, offering them gifts in the form of large sums of money. Machine politicians did what was expected to stay in power, including stuffing ballot boxes, selling offices, receiving bribes, and stealing city funds. Some police officers resorted to extortion. That is, taking money to overlook or ignore illegal activities. To make urban government more honest and efficient and eliminate the graft and corruption, the progressives called for new forms of government that would take away power from politicians and give it to business and management experts. One such form of government was the commission, which put different experts in charge of different city departments. Individual reformers became mayors of some cities, including Detroit, Michigan, and Cleveland, Ohio. They replaced the corrupt city officials with competent, honest men and paid close attention to what the people living in their cities wanted and needed. Writers and reporters played an important role in this progressive reform movement, largely because they were in a position to gain widespread attention for social problems. Crusading writers went on the offensive in books, magazines, and newspapers, exposing America's social ills for the world to see. President Theodore Roosevelt dubbed these crusaders muckrackers after a character in the then popular book Pilgrim's Progress. Crusading American writers, journalists, and photographers increased Americans' awareness and provoked their sense of guilt, describing conditions so dreadful that growing numbers of Americans reluctantly began to agree that things had to change. The muckrackers made sure that Americans were aware of the deplorable practices that were commonplace at the time. In 1906, for example, novelist Upton Sinclair's book The Jungle so shocked the public, including President Roosevelt, with the horrible conditions of Chicago's stockyards, the lives of stockyard workers, and the practices of the meatpacking industry that led to passage of the first federal Meat Inspection Act. Over the decade, public commissions were formed to investigate and recommend changes in other areas as well, including child labor, working conditions, and housing. Please rate, subscribe, and comment down below. Bye.